All right, welcome back to the channel. We are on the unceded territory of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh people, and I'm grateful to be able to live, work, and play on these beautiful lands. It's been a little while since my last posting. It's kind of been crazy. A house that I was living at has just recently sold, so my partner and I, we're going to be traveling to Central America in a little bit. So, as promised, I'm going to pump out from here all the way to the other side of this lake, and this is going to be today's going to be another training session for that, because I don't know, looks like it's about 1 kilometer, which is about 0.6 miles, about give or take. So I haven't been able to train very much, and I'm gonna have to get a couple training sessions in before I attempt going across the lake. But once we get that done, we're gonna be off to Central America, and I'll be posting videos on me learning how to prone. Yeah, so we're gonna move on from flat water pumping into a little bit of proning, but today is a training day for flat water pumping. So we have the 1525 high aspect from Armstrong, and that should be the equipment of choice for me going across the lake. But again, man, it's going to take a little bit of training and to improve my technique and my cardio. So without further ado, let's do it. Check out my sweet new helmet. Look at this. Ba-bam. So this is going to be great because when I start proning and all those other things, I see a whole bunch of people getting cuts on their face and chipped teeth and all kinds of unfortunate accidents that can take place because the equipment is carbon fiber and we basically have razor blades on the ends of our foil. So for me, safety is key, not only from concussions, because I sustained a lot of concussions growing up playing ice hockey and American football. So really want to protect my noggin moving forward, as well as, you know, I don't want to knock any teeth out or have, you know, lose an eye or something, which can happen. So this is a great helmet. Also, it's shatterproof. This guy is shatterproof, and it also blocks out 98% UV. So when I have this guy on, I'm not squinting, I'm relaxed. It has a lot of benefits. All right, let's start this training session. It might take a little bit for me to work off those cobwebs. yeah, usually it takes a number of repetitions. You see I just slipped over there. So it's taking longer than I thought to warm up. Third time's always a charm. Whew. I'm out of breath. So what I'm trying to work on right now is trying to use different muscles at different times. So for those of you guys who are pumping, you know that if you're using the same technique every single pump, you're going to start building up lactic acid in certain areas of your body. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to adjust my pump technique throughout. So sometimes you'll be pumping with both legs almost simultaneously, and then other times when your leg starts burning, I'm going to pump a little bit more on my heel side and then alternate and pump a little bit more toe side, so I'm using more of my quadriceps. That way you can alternate muscle groups so that you can extend the length of time that you're going to be pumping. So I'm just trying to practice that. So once I get going, I'm going to try to alternate between those different styles to see how effective it is. Whew. Yeah, once you take a little bit of time off, your body needs a little bit of time to reacquaint itself with balance and how to land and all those things. I think I'm a little bit too upright when I land on the board. Key is to be pretty low, taking an almost kind of an aggressive, really athletic low stance. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to extend or enlarge my pump circle. I'm just looking over at the other side of the lake and I'm thinking, if I'm gassed after that little circle, we might need a little bit more time to get my cardio and legs in gear. So one thing to notice, you might have saw it on my previous pumps, is when you're turning, you have to speed up the cadence of your pumps. And it uses a lot more energy. So definitely if you're just going in a straight line, you're burning way less energy and you can get into a good rhythm. But because I'm almost continuously turning, I'm finding that that as I turn, I have to increase the cadence of my pumps to accelerate through the water. It's just something I have to adjust to. It's also, in the end, it's helping my leg strength, my coordination, and also my cardio, so I don't mind so much. Luckily, when I go to the other side of the lake, it's gonna just be like one continuous straight line. So with that in mind, it might be easier than these big circles that I'm doing. But nevertheless, I'm gonna continue doing circles and I'm gonna make this one even bigger. that was hard. So as you're turning, for you pumpers out there, you know that you're constantly adjusting your balance. And as you get more fatigued, it's harder to regain your balance and accelerate out of those turns, which after I turned and started making my way back, I got a little tired, and there was some balance issues, and it burns a lot of energy. So the more efficient you are going straight, and if the water is really calm, you don't have any ripples that are kind of throwing you off balance, makes it a lot easier. Because turning, yeah, that back leg was burning. So I got to work on my technique of going heel side, toe side, and I think I have to adjust both my front leg and back leg occasionally, just to displace some of the load on each leg, because I felt like the back leg was burning. So maybe I have to bring the front leg closer to my back leg, and maybe subsequently move my back leg further up as well. So I'm using equal pressure on both legs rather than burning out my back leg. All right, let's go again. Okay, as I made my turn, hopefully the camera's set up so you could see my entire run. But basically, after I made my turn, I had to accelerate to get my speed up, and then my legs started burning, and then I tried to go heel side, and that's when I got bucked off. That's what you'll find if you go heel side. If you're falling towards your back, it means you're too much pressure on your heel, and your weight is, sometimes you have to bend. You have to change your spine angle. So instead of being so upright, you bend forward like this to get more of your weight on your toe. That time I was leaning too far back because I was trying to conserve energy. I was going heel side, and then I just got bucked off. That's all part of the learning curve. I guess as you get better and better, you get to understand your limits. Oh man, my legs are burning. They're like, my legs right now are full of lactic acid, and I'm just wondering how long this training session is going to be, because we've gone for 24 minutes. My legs are already burning. This might be a short training session. All right. That felt good. Felt good. It was a smaller circle. Felt pretty good. And my foot placement was in a good spot where I feel like for the majority of the time I was using both legs equal pressure in the downward pump. Of course, accelerating out of those turns, it feels like I still have to use a little bit more back leg pressure. But, well, we'll keep working on it and seeing if we can come up with better systems. I like the way this acts kind of like as a visor, because when the sun shines, I don't have to squint. It's just blocking the sun. It's great. By the way, I just want to mention, I don't have any sponsors. I'm not endorsed by anybody. So any equipment that you see I'm using or wearing, it's straight out of my own pocket. So, whew, that time I was working on technique and trying different things, and I started losing altitude on my mast. So the wing was going deeper and deeper into the water. You really want to try to keep that wing as close to the surface of the water as possible. It makes each pump effortless. So as you get deeper and deeper into the water, you got to exert more energy to get out. And well, to be honest, my legs are getting burnt out, so I was trying to get out from under the water and just didn't have the power. And then I just stalled. So the key is, if you're gonna turn, try to get as high up on that mast as possible, and then start turning so you don't lose a ton of height on that mast, especially if you're starting to run out of energy. All right, let's try this again. All right, yeah, same thing happened. I was actually felt really good pumping out, and then started making the turn. Felt good, but then all of a sudden something happened. I got my nose up too high and I stalled and crashed. So as you are developing your pumping progression, it's really important to develop high intelligence and understanding in your lead foot. So what that means is your lead foot can really control the pitch angle of the wing. So you really don't want it to go too high or it'll stall, or too low or you'll crash. So you really have to, depending on your speed. So if you got tons of speed, you could really increase that angle. But if you don't have a lot of speed, you don't have a lot of deviation from that parallel point, or you're just going to run out of speed and stall. Obviously it's all dependent on your wing, because each wing has its own properties of stall speed. But on this particular wing, you have to have pretty high speed. Yeah, you can't see it, but there's a little snake out there. You know, in here where I live, we're getting, because of climate change, we're getting different species of snakes. We used to just have gardener snakes around here, but we're getting some. All right, we're back. So it's funny because I was talking about those snakes. We're getting more snakes over here where I live, closer to the coast, because of man-made climate change. It's just getting warmer, so these snakes that are typically in the interior where it's really hot are making their way over here. And funny enough, as soon as I talk about climate change and things warming up, my camera overheats. It's uncanny, isn't it? So I cooled the camera down for about 5 minutes and did one little pump around, and we'll continue on. It says I have about 30% left on this battery, so we'll keep going until it runs out. Okay, so in that latest try, once you get low on that mast, it's hard to recover. So sometimes with flat water, you can't see how high off the water you are, and I got a little bit of vertigo because it was so flat. I had no idea where my wing was in relation to the surface of the water. So I sank really low, and then once you do that, man, it's hard to get it back up. And you can see when I was out there, I was just pumping, really trying to get that wing back closer to the surface of the water. And I didn't have enough energy. And even though this lake seems like it's super calm, which it is, there's still a whisper of a stream or a current coming from that end. So it's coming against me. So what you'll find as you pump and all that stuff, it's way easier to go against the current, just because that water is flowing over the foil and gives you really good lift. But when you're going with the current, especially if it's a slow current or depending on the conditions, it's not enough to give you like lift if you're going downwinding. And once you get stuck in kind of like a trough, it's hard to pump your way out of it. Anyways, let's go again. So now that I'm running out of steam, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to just try to go out for about 20 to 30 pumps before I start my turning coming back. Earlier in the day when I had more energy, I could probably do more, but again, as you're making that turn, you have to accelerate your cadence and use more energy. So that's why after about 20 some odd pumps, I'm going to start making my turn. Unless you crash, and then you have to just come right back. I don't mind. My upper body is getting a lot of a workout, just because I am getting a lower body workout from all the pumping, but because of all the swimming I'm doing as well, I'm getting a really good upper body workout. And coming out of the water, I'm getting an upper body workout, so I don't mind if I fall in the water. I don't even mind if I'm that far out. It just gives me an opportunity to practice my swimming. Oh, that felt really good. So, let me catch my breath. So that time, what I did was, before I initiated a turn, I did a big pump, tried to get up high, my wing as close to the water surface as possible. Then I did a pump, turn, and then I did a straight pump to try to get my mast or my wing back high up onto the water surface. Then I did another pump turn, and then straight pump trying to get that mast. So I'm alternating, I'm not doing a constant turning type pump. I'm doing a pump turn, and then I'm going straight. I'm trying to get that mast or the wing back close to the surface of the water before I initiate a slight turn again. So I found that that really conserved energy rather than trying to do a consistent turn all the way throughout. When you do that, you're pumping pretty hard throughout the turn. So this is more of a, I guess it's a staggered pump, or if you're an economist, it's a hop pump. So for you people who don't know that much about economics, it's when the banks or the Federal Reserve will increase rates or decrease rates and then pause and then wait a quarter and then pump again or cut, or so they basically hop. Don't worry about that. Anyways, that was a good little pump out. Let's do it again. Okay, so that time I I was trying the hop, which is basically where you do a turn and then you go straight, do a turn, go straight. I was trying that technique and lost my balance. The thing that you have to realize when you're pumping is that you're subject to very subtle changes in the water. So even a gentle breeze, and you can see it on the surface of the water when there's a breeze, it'll cause little ripples on the surface. That has implications on your pumping technique. So if you could see that, you can adjust accordingly. I've got about 10% left on my battery, so I might get, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna try a big one. I'm gonna try to do 25 pumps out, and then I'm gonna make my way back. 25 pumps out before I make my way back. Hey.
This is very cool.
Look how beautiful the lake is.
I want to get myself like that. When you like, oh no.
Oh. All right. So everything was great. And then as I was making my turn, I started losing speed. And yeah, stalled out. It's okay. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell because I'm gonna be doing a couple more training sessions. And again, that dock, we are going to conquer this lake and get to the other side of the dock. All right, till next time, we'll see you later.